The first thing you're gonna do for your web is take your Sharpie marker and you're gonna start from one corner and draw a line to the other corner. You're making a diagonal line. If it's not perfectly straight, it's okay. And then you're gonna do the same thing, connecting the other two opposite corners with another diagonal line. And then you want to start in the middle and you're going to draw a straight line going to the edge in between those first 4 triangles that you made when you made your X. So I have 2 more to go. I'm starting in the middle, going out to the edge, and you can turn your paper too like that if it's easier for you. Start in the middle, straight line, out to the edge. All right, now you're gonna start making the other lines that go in between all of these triangles. And you are going to make a curved line that curves kind of away from the middle. And you're gonna keep making those curved lines all the way until you hit the end of the shortest line. Not the corner lines, but the shortest lines. And you're going to try to make those curved lines parallel. That means they are about the same thickness apart. So if they were gonna keep going, they wouldn't touch. If one side came way up here, that means that they're not quite parallel, and that if they went on a little bit more, they would come together. So you're gonna try to space them so they're following the same curve, is basically what I'm talking about here when we're making parallel curved lines. They're following the same curve. They're not going to meet each other until you go all the way around, and then they would run into each other because it would eventually make a circle. All right, that's the end of my short line. I have extra here, but I'm gonna move on to the next one. And I'm gonna again make a curved line that the curved part, the middle part, is kind of getting closer to the middle. So here I'm starting here, and it's curving closer to the middle of my paper. And I'm just using the same lines from that first one, curving towards the middle. And I have one more line left until I'm hitting the edge. You're gonna keep doing that all the way around, curving those lines towards the middle. You can already see it's starting to look more and more like a web. Okay, here's my completed web. Now you get to fill in some of the spaces just to add more details and make it look more interesting. And you're going to be able to use some metallic markers and construction paper crayons. They're gonna show up better on the darker paper. Right now, I only have a silver Sharpie, so I'm just gonna use that. And you're just going to pick some spaces you want to fill in. If you would like to make a pattern, you could do that. Maybe a pattern with colors or a pattern with the materials. Like maybe you have markers, the metallic markers, and then crayon. Marker, crayon, marker, crayon. Remember, when you're coloring, don't scribble. It looks so much nicer if you outline. Let me see, maybe I want to do this. So again, outline the area first. We've talked about this before. And then just draw some lines, whichever direction they are. It's going to go faster here. I'm making my lines go across. It doesn't really matter for this project, but it goes faster and you don't see all those scribble marks, and it's easier on your markers too. So you can jump around and scatter those filled in areas, or like I said before, if you want to make a pattern, maybe you want to go every other one, you don't have to. But you're going to fill in some of them. Like I said, just to make it more interesting. I'm gonna stop there so I can move on to the next step. And you're going to, if you would like, and if we have enough time, because we're just doing this today, you're going to create a spider. So if you would like to get a skinny strip of paper and a pom-pom and some little googly eyes, I'll have that available. The first thing you do, you're gonna cut your 8 legs from this little strip of paper. So to get them even, you're gonna fold it in half, cut it, and then from that point you can kind of eyeball it. That means you don't really have to fold it in half again, but you're gonna cut it in the middle, and then in the middle again. Bring this, hold this again, cut that in the middle. There's 4 legs, and that was half of it. Here's the other half of my little strip, so I'm gonna again cut that in half. Now it's 2, but I need 4 again. So I'm gonna cut that in half, and this one in half. So I have 8 legs now. All I need is one big kind of blob of glue, and usually we don't use blobs of glue. We want to use just a little bit, but we need a blob of glue for this one. So you're going to decide where you want your spider to be. Maybe I'll put him right here. And you're going to kind of make sort of a big circle and then fill it in. And we usually just hold the glue bottle to the paper, and it's like you're drawing a circle and filling it in. That's all you need, which is a lot, so you don't need any more than that. So with your little strips of paper on one side, you're going to lay 4 pieces, 4 little strips into the glue. And then the other side gets the other 4 strips. And then your pom-pom goes right on top. You always need a lot of glue when you're gluing pom-poms because it really soaks in to all those little fuzzy spots. So here, putting them right here. And then you can decide where you want the eyes. It would be either here or here because my legs are on the other sides. I think I'm gonna put them looking toward the middle. So I'm gonna squeeze a dot and another dot. You kind of have to have it on top because if you get it too far on the side, it's going to do what that is. And that glue dot is just sliding down my pom-pom. So hopefully my eyeball here will hold that in place. There's the other eyeball. All right, so here we have a spider web with parallel curved lines, parallel for the space they're in. Eventually they would come together. And then we have some fun texture with the pom-pom, and that's a fun, quick little Halloween project for this week.